Today we're going to be talking about the keto diet, and it's something that I am not on because I do not have that kind of willpower. But Quin is amazing. She has so much willpower, and she's on. I thought she was nuts, to be honest. But our good friend Joey, shout out to Joey. He is also a great buddy of mine, and
but he's
amazing. Inspires me a lot.
The instigator behind this.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I should show you a picture of him at his wedding because he's like jacked. He's like so jacked. It's like
totally ripped with tats everywhere. It's
who cares about the tats? He's just ripped. So I had to shoot him naked. Anyways, he's a good friend now, and he went on ketosis, and it was just crazy because I think this last time that he went in ketosis was just a couple weeks ago. He lost, this is ridiculous, 24 pounds in like less than 2 weeks. But I'm not saying that you're going to lose 24 pounds in 2 weeks. And let's just put a disclaimer.
That wasn't really the reason why I tried it out too. So
she would disappear if she lost 24 pounds. So that's not a good reason for her to go ketosis, right?
I feel like a lot of the reasons were he had been telling us, how great he feels on this diet. He feels so alert, and he feels, it's just he felt amazing on it.
What's that movie where the guy took the pill and all of a sudden he had like full clarity and he could do anything really fast? Like, I forget that movie, but that's pretty much like how he is. Christine, so good to see you here.
Aww.
Oh my goodness, it's been too long.
Hug the boys.
Yes, definitely. Sorry, I get easily distracted when I see friends show up on my feed. Anyways, Matrix. Well, yes, Matrix, but also there's another one where the guy could do anything. And anyways, there's a cost at the end, but I'm not sure what the cost of keto is. But okay, the disclaimer is we are not doctors. We do not want you to try something crazy without consulting a doctor, because keto, more than any other diet, I think, needs to have you measure a lot of things, like your glucose levels and your ketone levels, which means being a prick and poking yourself every single morning.
But if there are any health issues to start with, I'd definitely...
Totally.
Don't
Mike,
do this.
Limitless. You're right, it's limitless. Damon! I love you, Damon.
Man, you guys
Anyways,
are awesome.
Limitless, you're right, Victoria. Okay, you guys are so good. I never watched the movie. That's my problem. Okay, so I just remember the trailer, okay? So, anyways... What is ketosis? That's my first question, because I'm kind of a noob because I don't do ketosis. So let's ask her. What's ketosis?
So ketosis is essentially switching your body's metabolism from digesting and using glucose and carbs as your energy source to using ketones and fat.
I'm out.
So for this guy, it means no pasta, no ramen, no cookies, no bread, all of his favorite things, and personally mine too, but
she's a lot stronger than I am, physically and mentally. Eat fat, get thin. Totally. Okay, Damon, the funny thing is this is not a joke. And so the one thing that I should also mention, we're not doctors, but we're also parents, and Quin is amazing because she will cook a totally separate meal for us boys, because we have 2 growing teenagers that consume pretty much everything they will see. Like that seafood diet is like everything, like this microphone. So they'll like just eat us out of house and home. And so Costco is our friend. So she'll cook for us pasta and rice and desserts like apple pie and ice cream. And she won't eat a lick of it, literally, not even a lick. And I asked her last night, she made this amazing, like even my son said, this is the best fried rice ever. And I asked her, how did you season it without tasting it? She goes, just guessed.
Lucky this time.
So it's kind of like, mind blown. So that's a lot of willpower to be able to cook for somebody else who isn't keto and then stay on keto yourself.
Okay, well, maybe I should address what I was going through before this, because it does sound a little extreme, and it's definitely not something I would recommend for everybody. But I guess I'd want to put out there where I've been coming from and kind of a little bit of my journey. Dave knows before I'm always eating all kinds of, trying out different ways to eat. So I've done everything from counting my calories because I work out a lot, doing this 6 meals a day, trying to go super low calorie or I've done like high protein, high fat, like pretty much everything except for vegetarian and
no
vegan.
So, or Asian. Cannot do that, man. So
I gotta
like,
have my meat.
Yeah. So it's incredible though, because she's disciplined enough to make any of those diets work. And so, I mean, okay, anybody remember this? Because we're really old. Like, Body for Life. I don't know if anybody remembers that. Like 6 meals a day, portions of carbs, protein, vegetables, but you're constantly consuming. So it's kind of the opposite of this, because your insulin is, always up there because you're always wanting food, and your body will destroy itself if you skip a meal.
So I guess my thing was, as I'm getting older, I'm running out of discipline. So I've been experiencing over the last few years that my discipline level has gone, and my all-out, balls-out binge days are a lot. And the effects of eating crazy amounts of carbs is just not good. And guys, I am not a light eater. I love to eat, and I have a deep stomach. It's like dig a hole 6 feet under. That's the size of my stomach. I can pound back so much food, and it just got to a point where this kind of binge cycle for me was too much. And every time I would eat, I would crash, and my energies would die, and I would just feel horrible. I would be bloated. I would just not think well. I would not sleep well. Like, it was just not a good cycle. I was breaking out. My skin was horrible, like just oily and gross, and pimples every month with my cycle. So all of these things combined, I was just not very happy with where I was, even though I was working out a lot, pretty much 6 days a week.
And one of the things, again, Quin's very disciplined, and so she would almost outwork her diet. And so she'd be starving all the time. And I think that's also a really big danger.
That was another thing. I always felt hungry, no matter how much I ate.
Yeah,
just constantly hungry.
I stopped working out with her about after like before my knee surgery, like 4 years ago, because she's way harder core than I. MC, you made it. Good to have you here. But the thing is, she can push herself harder than I can without hurting herself, which is really impressive. And so she does metabolic workouts, she does insanity, she does, everything, sprints outside on the hills that we live on, and does that amazingly well. But again, I think she outworked herself on her diet and kind of destroyed herself.
My hunger overcompensates. Like, I'm just always hungry. But I love working out, so I don't want to stop that. I love the way I feel when I work out.
Yeah.
But it's just that hunger that was driving me so crazy. Always hungry.
So in the simplest form, ketosis, what? You're off of sugar, you're off of
carbs.
Entirely.
But
okay.
On the flip side, instead of feeling hungry all the time, instead of feeling deprived, I guess, how long have I been on this? Pretty much
3
about
weeks.
4 weeks now. Yeah, and so another disclaimer, I'm just fresh. I'm pretty much a keto newbie. This is all just my beginning experience in the first few weeks of trying it.
But that can be sometimes the hardest part. And so I think just getting into ketosis is the struggle. Like, I mean, you've got 4 to 8 weeks or 12 weeks sometimes people take to get into ketosis. And what that means is that your body's used to running off fat. So instead of taking the carbs, instead of taking sugar and running off of that, it's literally using fat as a fuel source, all right? That's what ketosis is. It's actually naturally occurring when you starve your body, right?
Starve of carbohydrates.
If you're starving and you're fasting, then that also is ketosis. Probably not what you want. But also, this is purposeful ketosis because you want your body to run off fat. So one, it can eat your own stores of fat, but two, there's benefits, right? What are the other benefits that you've been feeling? You said skin.
Within 4 weeks, my skin is totally cleared up. Like, I haven't had that monthly cycle of acne. My oily skin, which is super oily, T-zone, but usually really dry and flaky.
We're not selling anything, by the way. This sounds like an infomercial.
Yeah, that's the thing. You don't have to buy. I feel like I can buy less expensive moisturizers because my skin all of a sudden feels so even and balanced. It's amazing. So no more of that flakiness.
Also, mental clarity. Like, why?
Yes.
Like,
so when I just feel more, when I sit down to work, I can focus for a long period of time. I don't feel like blasé. I don't feel that tired. I don't feel sluggish. After a meal, I feel good. Like, I don't have that big crash. midday, and I also don't really feel all that hungry. I still do kind of feel hungry. So when I do eat, I thoroughly enjoy it because I can eat so much fat and just Dave, like literally my boys, their jaws drop when they see all the fat that I eat.
So last night for supper and the night before, what did you have for supper? Like strips of bacon. She had an egg. She had fried avocado.
Probably about 6 strips of bacon, 2 eggs. I took 2 avocados and fried them in bacon lard. and
she looks like this.
And I probably added a couple of spoons of butter on top of my plate after that. So
okay, now caveat, my boys, this is the first time they have ever asked to eat her quote unquote diet food. And so like they're sneaking in her avocados that were fried in like lard. And so anyways, they love what she's eating, and they always ask, should I go keto? And then we tell them no carbs, no rice, no sugar. And they go, no, not for me.
Yeah. And that's, I guess for me, I've been able to, I see all these things that I make for my boys, but they don't really entice me anymore because I just feel so satisfied off of the fat.
And we should also probably mention, we don't think this is going to be a good diet for kids, right? Because, I mean, they're growing in a different way than, of course, adults are. And so you want to make sure, don't starve your children. That would be bad. They might be taken away by social services.
Yeah.
So don't do that.
And I guess if it's something you're considering, I definitely recommend, just doing a ton of research, look into the documentation, figure out, and get checked out by your doctor.
And so probably one of the hardest things for you to give up was probably fruit?
Fruit, yes. Right. So hopefully, as my body becomes more deeply like keto adapted, I can start reintroducing a bit of fruit. But yeah, fruit's kind of my big.
And one of the things that I didn't realize was that vegetables are carbs, right? So the portion of vegetables she's had has decreased. She's found we have so many more leftovers because one, she has to control her protein intake. Because before, we were on diets where paleo, eat as much protein as you want, kind of thing, right? No.
So I was eating so much protein, so much fruit, so many vegetables, and still just this bottomless pit of never being full.
Yeah, and so that is not what this is. So you have to make sure you're watching what you're eating still, except for fat. There seems to be no limit on the amount of fat.
So get this, I think in the beginning I was really scared to have too much fat. So counting calories, counting macros more than calories. So I was you have to keep your carbohydrates under 20, net carbs under 20 grams.
20 grams.
It's pretty challenging. So you really have to get a hold of what you're eating, log it, everything that goes in your mouth, you log it. 20 grams of carbs. For me, protein is pretty low as well, under 65 grams of protein.
That's not a lot of protein a day.
It's like 2 eggs in the morning, possibly 3 ounces of chicken or meat
3
at
ounces?
night. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's about your protein. And then, but the thing is for fat, I was kind of thinking 150 calories sounds like a lot. It is a lot. And then all of a sudden when I jumped up my fat 200 grams, over 200 grams of fat.
You said 150 calories. That's not true. 150 grams.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so calories is not very much. Like that's, okay.
I'm sorry. 150 grams. So once I jumped up my fat intake to over 200 grams, that's when everything started kicking in. My ketones skyrocketed, my glucose dropped, and that's kind of where you want to be for your body to keto adapt.
Okay, but wait. You're tiny, so these numbers don't mean anything probably for you.
When you convert that to calories, I'm eating well over 2,000 calories for somebody my size. I'm 5'4".
And on every other diet, you were like a 1,500 calories or so?
120
ridiculous.
pounds. And I'm kind of always thinking around for my size and my weight, I need to go around 1,400 calories. And that's hard. I found it hard. That's not satisfying for me. So eating over 2,000 calories, wow, I feel so good. All my cravings are gone. I feel so satisfied and happy. I'm a better person.
But there is one thing you've noticed in your workouts.
Yes. So workouts, I haven't been able to have that explosive power as much. My sprints have really been kind of lame-o. I'm hoping my body will adjust to be able to access that energy quicker. But yeah, I feel really good on the long, slow, steady runs. I feel like I can go forever really slow and steady. But as soon as I try to push, I feel like all this lactic acid stuff in my muscles.
Ooh,
I can't.
interesting.
I don't know. It just doesn't feel like I can push. Also, weight training, when I lift weights, I can't really do that really explosive power.
Exertion-wise.
So
Yeah,
my workouts, they've suffered a little bit. So I'm hoping that will pick up. I'll have to keep you.
Yeah, because
up
that
to date.
is one of the things about ketosis, right? Not a lot of quote unquote, like, I mean, I know some people on Instagram just followed us because we said keto, the magic word keto, and they're like powerlifters who are in keto diets. So it is possible, but I think one of the major things that people notice is that, long haul sports and endurance athletes do well on keto, but perhaps if you're a power athlete or a sprint athlete, it won't be as good for you, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Everybody's different though.
And also, again, I'm just really pretty new into this, a few weeks into this, so hopefully that changes as my body adapts.
Oh yeah. So there's other benefits to ketosis as well. And so in other words, the weird thing is, okay, I was a fat kid. And so it's okay for me to eat anything right now. And Quin kind of hates me because she thinks that I don't get fat, even though I get fat. Like, people don't really notice, I guess. Anyways, but the thing is, God is fair. I was a fat kid, all right? Made me a better person, better human being. But, okay, here's the thing. I'm thinking about ketosis. I'm just thinking right now because the sugar and the carbs really scare me, okay? And that low amount really scares me. So one of the reasons why ketosis is also so powerful is the fact that it is great for your health, not just for losing weight, because I don't care about losing weight. I don't really care what I look like that much. A little bit, yes. But it will actually starve cancer cells, right? The studies are coming out now.
It's been used in cancer treatments. It's also been used in epilepsy treatment. It's been used in...
I forgot about that.
It's been used to help Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, dementia. All of these studies are coming out. But again, I am not thoroughly well researched.
Yeah, we're not doctors.
But...
Yeah, the weirdest thing is that there's so many more health benefits for ketosis than just A, losing weight, which she doesn't have any weight to lose, and B, just staying satiated and not worrying about what you're eating so much. Clarissa, good to see you here. Also, the other thing, pretty much everybody over 40, and we're in that boat now, Quinn just turned 40, and has cancerous cells in our bodies, right? That are kind of growing. They're just really slow growing. But ketosis would be a great way for us to starve those cancer cells before they become a problem. And because most cancer cells can't run off of ketones, which is what this whole diet is about, making your whole entire body, your brain run off ketones, then this is a great way for us to stay healthy as well. And even if you don't stay in ketosis, there's now new research saying that fasting is good for you. So, hey man, Bible times, Jesus, totally on to something with fasting, right? Sure. Yesterday I talked about him being in the ministry of hanging out and eating and drinking. He was also a big proponent of fasting.
Yeah, all the major religions.
Yeah, so very cool.
So I guess where did this whole fasting thing come from is because it's a natural progression of ketosis because you feel so full, you feel so satisfied, you actually don't feel hungry. I've kind of settled into one meal a day. That's where I get all my calories.
Okay, one meal plus a lot of fat in her coffees.
Yeah.
What's fat?
Yeah.
It's not a meal. It's
true. I should talk about later how do I get all that fat in.
Yeah, without puking.
Without grabbing a stick of butter and just chomping on that because that's kind of gross. I don't think I would ever do that. But yeah, how to make it delicious and doable.
Yeah. Sorry, we haven't talked about comments because I wanted to make sure that Quinn was comfortable because she was really nervous being on here. But my coffee's almost out, which means we should probably end this soon. But let's just take a look at the comments and say hello to everybody. Hello. Everybody, hello. Yeah. Yellow, hello. We're Korean. It's in our blood. In our... Golfing's in your blood?
Wow.
And shoes? I didn't know that. Wow. I love Koreans. And great makeup, right?
Yes.
From Korea? I'm too loud. Sorry. Okay. Let's see what else we have. Limitless. Eat fat, get thin. Totally true. She's a good woman. She is for cooking for us. You're totally right. Anna, carbs. I'm with you, Dave. I wouldn't be able to change my diet. I love bread. Totally.
I know.
Not only bread.
See, and that's the thing. I never thought I could give that up too, because I'm totally into making sourdough, all this fermented food. Yogurt, kefir, kombucha, like all of this really, I love all that fermented food stuff. So sourdough has been a huge thing. I love sourdough. But yeah, trade-offs.
David Melkart, homemade apple pie. Okay, we're definitely coming over. Totally. Dude, her apple pie to die for. It's unbelievable. Anyways, Claudia, haha, that's how I am since becoming vegan. I can't taste a thing, but still tastes awesome. Yeah, when you're cooking for your family. Totally true.
Yeah.
David, one key word behind any weight management program, discipline. Yeah, and this one has probably been the easiest one for you, though.
And that's my thing is that, I guess I have some discipline, but again, it's still a fight. And this one has not been a fight for me, and that's been huge.
And, okay, some of the things that she does every day is poke the finger. She has a meter.
I measure my glucose. I also measure my ketones, but that's kind of a different
topic. Well, the thing is,
too.
there is discipline, right? You've got to actually know what your sugar levels in your blood are, what your ketones are, so you know what you can eat.
Yeah, we should talk about that.
Right? That's another topic, and we can't talk about everything today. I'm just glad to have you on. MC, hi you two, looking great. Thanks, MC. Vlad, will this diet get me ripped or jacked? Yes, both.
Just like him.
Yes. I will rip you off, and I will jack your car. Yes. All right, Victoria Wilson. When Jay lost 100 pounds, he used keto to lose 80 pounds?
What?
Are you kidding? Wait, Jay is such an amazing cook, Victoria. So how did he do this? I want to talk to him. This is amazing. Amazing.
That's
Anyways,
awesome.
MC, do you allow yourself a sweet treat from time to time? I don't think I can live without cookies for the rest of my life.
Yeah, that's true. So I have been experimenting with keto cookies over the last couple of days. I still don't have a really great recipe. But I will let you know.
Yeah.
So I have done keto cheesecakes. You do use stevia, Truvia, erythritol.
I don't know what that is.
Fake sugar. Anyways, but make sure it's a fake sugar that doesn't spike your insulin. So that's really important.
Ah, yes.
So yeah, it's totally possible to get your sweet treats in. Just don't go overboard because I think the artificial sweeteners aren't great for you anyways.
Ashley says, I love fat and salt, so I think I need this. Yeah, and there is another side of discipline to this, but I've never seen Quin
so happy.
Yeah, because she used to hate herself after every, eat well for 5 days, weekend you're kind of off.
Man.
And then she would hate herself from Monday to Wednesday, get back into groove by Thursday, Friday, binge Saturday,
Sunday. Because none of my clothes would fit. I'm just bloated. And
they fit on Thursday, Friday.
Yeah, it was a nasty cycle.
Yeah, it was just this cycle that she kept on going through. So I've seen her been so happy on this diet. It's kind of crazy. So I think there's something in the fat. It's weird. It all sounds crazy. You're right. It totally does. Marco, I know about Quin is great because Dave ate all the chocolates I gave for them. You're so right. You know me well. Man, Marco, cut it out.
I wasn't on keto then. I had
that's true. MC, kudos to you. I don't think I can do this. Me neither, MC. So it's totally not for everybody, too. And we should also say, I think different diets work for different people.
Yeah.
And keto seems to be something that she's into right now. And again, she said, it's the beginning.
Yeah.
We'll keep you informed because this is what we do. Let me just talk to you all day. But yeah, what else do we have to say here? Dave, this is very true. Main food for cancer is sugar. So by lowering the carbs equals lower sugar, less food for cancer.
Yeah.
David, you should know.
Absolutely.
I mean, Blondie and you have been going through this journey of cancer for so long. And this might be something very interesting for all of us who are getting older and where we're knowing that, in our bodies, we're kind of killing ourselves. And so diet is a huge part of that. Yeah. Sherry, I think this is exactly the kind of eating habits I could keep up with. Yeah, sounds good, right? David, good morning from CPC. Good morning, Yay. CPC crew. Kisses to Yasser. Mm-hmm. Anna, I freaking love keto. Awesome. How long have you been on keto, Anna?
Yeah, I want to hear from you guys.
Yeah.
And, your experience with keto. That would be amazing. I feel like that community and understanding is really important. So yeah. Hit me up.
So thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for being here, hun. And so I just got my B&H order in today, so I might be on here to test out some stuff this afternoon. But we are expecting, hopefully our keto friend will come out, Joey, to say hi later today. So thank you guys so much. We shall see you tomorrow. Peace out.
Love
God
you.
bless.